Stop premeditated injustice against Igbo, Archbishop Onoara says. You see? And that is what is actually happening. David, that is actually what is happening here in Nigeria. The hate against the Igbos, it was majorly the Hausas and the Fulanis throughout the 8 years of Buhari's government proved that they hate Igbos. But now, because of Tinubu's ambition, the Yorubas have joined. Most Yorubas, not all anyway, have joined the same thing and joined hand with the North to oppress and intimidate and met injustice to the Igbos. And that is unfortunate. And that is what this bishop is saying. Archbishop Onoara is saying. The Archbishop of Okigwe Archdiocese Methodist Church, Nigeria, and Bishop of Okigwe Diocese, Most Reverend Bierongo Onoara, has expressed anger over what he called premeditated injustice against the Igbo in Nigeria. That is true. The cleric expressed the fear that unless Nigeria and Nigerians stop the premeditated injustice against the Igbo, the country would never work optimally to the benefit of all citizens, and that is true. He also claimed that the continued detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the result of the recently concluded presidential election were ploys to push the Igbo nation into physical combat. He, however, said the Igbo will remain law-abiding in Nigeria. Onoara disclosed this in the presidential address presented at the 42nd Annual Synod of the Methodist Church Nigeria Diocese of Okigwe in Imo State. He tasked the judiciary to be firm in its judgment on the ongoing presidential election tribunal. He warned the judiciary against being compromised or creating the perception that they were cheap and that politicians will steal other people's mandate and have the effrontery to tell those they cheated to go to court because they have the judiciary in their pocket. He suggested that in future, any presidential election in contention would attract the suspension of swearing in of the president-elect until the case is determined. That is it. He also flagged the use of state resources to pursue party matters. He, however, suggested that if Nigeria would continue its premeditated injustice on the Igbo, it was better they allow the Igbos have Biafra. The Igbo man is the only nation builder I know in this country. Why I get more worried is the fact that Igbo man, as selfless as he is in his development of the nation, the Nigerian society hates him. Do I say it again? Yes, I think I should. The treatment against Indigbo is the reason the marriage called Nigeria is simply not working, and there is nothing that will make it work until they reverse the treatment method on Igbo race. And that is true. I would therefore suggest that if Nigeria will continue to meet its premeditated injustice on Igbo race, the best thing is to allow Biafra to go, to enable the Igbo race to go and build themselves. And that makes a bit of sense. That makes a bit of sense. I know that for this man to publish this now, I will not be surprised if DSS visits him within the next 24 hours. Because that is what they are good in doing in Nigeria. What they will do is to send DSS now to go and arrest the man, saying he's calling for secession, he's calling for agitation, he's calling for treason. That is what they will do now. Meanwhile, all the spokespersons of APC have been making insightful statements and they've turned their faces away like nothing has happened. How long will Nigeria continue like this? And that is what he's saying. The only reason Nigeria is not working is the hatred against the Igbos. In fact, right now, the majority of Yorubas have joined the Hausas and the Fulanis to continue to oppress the Igbos. And some foolish southern politicians are joining the same thing, okay, because of their stomach infrastructure, their stomach politics that they are playing. And how long will they continue to do that? So what this man is saying, Justice Bierongo Onoara from Okigwe in Imo State, is saying this because it pains him that what they are doing to the Igbo man in Nigeria is becoming the highest of injustice in the history of humanity. It's the highest of injustice in the history of humanity. And that is too bad. And the effrontery, and Nigerians think that you can steal anybody's vote, cheat anybody, and then you say the person should go to court just because the court is in your pocket. And so you say, if you are angry, if you don't like it, if you're not satisfied, go to court because you have planted your brother. You say when a thief tells you to go to court, know that his brother is the judge. That's exactly what is happening in Nigeria. When a thief tells you to go to court, know that his brother is most likely going to be the judge or the magistrate. And that is what is happening in APC. APC is telling everybody to go to court because they know that they have planted their own persons to head the court and to head the judgment. So they hope and they know for sure that the judgment will come out in their favor. That is what is happening. But how long are we going to continue like that? This man of God is also recommending that in future, if there's election especially at presidential level that is coming out like this in a very agreed manner, the best thing is to suspend swearing ceremony and finish with the case before you do the swearing. Just like somebody said that, I think is it Ataloro or so, Steve Atahoro said, recommended that if in the future, okay, was the Shutokun that said it, okay, that if you are setting up an election tribunal, okay, it should be done pre-election and not post-election, so that the composition of the jury that will sit for that tribunal will be fair and will balance. Okay, so that is similar to what this Archbishop is saying here. Archbishop Onora Bierongu is saying here too. Okay, so if you know that election is going to be so controversial, or if it's coming out to be too controversial, the best thing is to suspend swearing in until the cases are addressed before you do swearing in. Okay, unfortunately, that cannot happen here because everything they are doing is already predetermined, just like what happened in Nasarawa State. Okay, is it Nasarawa or so, where APC went and announced a lady as a winner, Binani as a winner, without even mentioning the number of votes that she gathered and the number of votes that she used to win. Just declared winner. Yeah? That is stealing with impunity. I don't know how we can continue running a system like this. Somebody says Igbos are evildoers. That is why no any Nigerian right-thinking person will accommodate them. So all the killings that have happened during this election were they done by the Igbos? Eh? The stealing and the robbery and this election rigging that happened, were they done by the Igbos? Okay, now don't worry. Anybody that said that, you meet your statement in the front. The Yorubas didn't wait for the rest of Nigerians before establishing its own security outfit, the Amotekun. Yorubas are developing their region without waiting for federal government. The Igbos are just a bunch of confused idiots and homeless wanderers. Can you imagine? So you call them homeless wanderers. They set up their own, and the next thing, they went and infiltrated them, and then the government said they did not allow them. They set up the ESN, and the government was not happy with ESN. They set up a Ebubago. APC started using Ebubago as political thugs. What else? The same APC government that is making things not to work in the East as planned. It didn't work in the East as planned. So you are blaming the Igbos for all of that. Somebody has told him now, you are a very bad person for saying that Nigeria should be divided into 3 countries or even more for peace to reign, and that is it. Who cares? Let them divide the country. Let them divide the country. Somebody say, Oga Archbishop, your comment is not holistic. What about other similarly marginalized people in Obodo, Nigeria? So his statement is holistic to the best of his knowledge. So you can never, they should divide the country. That is it. They should divide the country if they have to divide it. Can't continue like this. Can't continue like this. That some tribes or some ethnic groups or some regions will claim to be superior over the rest and say the rest can never smell presidency. How can that be? How can that be? Even the colonial masters did not treat Nigerians like this prior to independence. Now we have moved from external colonial slavery now to internal slavery among ourselves in Nigeria. And it's even becoming the worst of its kind because no external force will come and support and help in this kind of freedom fight. Quite unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. So that is what Bishop Bierongo Onaga is saying from Okigwe in Imo State. Let's have your comment.